Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Every athlete worth her or his salt wants to get better. I don't care what the sport is. If it's baseball, maybe they want to be able to jump higher and grab that ball as it's about to go over the fence for a home run. If it's soccer, perhaps they want to do a better job at keeping the ball from going through the net if the person is the goalie. If it's basketball, could be a number of things. Maybe they want to shoot at a farther distance. Maybe they want to play better defense. Maybe they want a better shooting percentage. Whatever it is, if you're worth your salt, you want to get better. Now, having a desire for something to happen is a lot different from turning that desire into action. Well, we saw the Indiana Fever very often in the preseason, working with Keith Porter, adding to the bag, as they say, wanting to get better. One person who probably stayed in the gym more than anyone else, the self-professed gym rat, is Caitlin Clark. She worked on several things. We saw her obviously working on the logo 3, even on her birthday. I forgot how many she had shot in a row, but she was working on her 3-point shot. She's obviously able to play even better defense. At least that's what I'm noticing. And she also worked on absorbing contact, going to the basket. She worked on the floater. She worked on the right hand. She worked on the left hand. We had an opportunity to see some of it. We didn't even see all of it. We saw Leah Boston in the gym. We got to see when they added to the team. We started to see them in the gym, on and on and on. But Caitlin Clark's work ethic is high. It's elite. Reminds me of a Kobe. And you remember, Kobe Bryant was a person who said that he didn't. I may be paraphrasing here, but there were some people who were on his team he didn't really hold in really high regard because he said, I saw how they practice. It wasn't impressive. And of course, he had an insatiable desire to get better. Well, the other day, Sunday, actually yesterday, the Indiana Fever took on the Dallas Wings. And I saw Caitlin do something I've never seen her do. In fact, I even heard Rebecca Lobo talking about the same thing that I had said, and that is we don't usually get to see this from Caitlin Clark. And during the live stream of the game, you heard me saying, oh my goodness, she just added to the bag. She just added to the bag, because maybe you have, but I haven't, and apparently Rebecca Lobo has not either, seen Caitlin Clark do this. We're going to go over to X, the Indiana Fever's page. They have a video up of highlights, and this is one of them.
Clark backing down Quinterly. 6 to shoot, baiting away, and dropping it in. Beautiful.
So when have we seen Caitlin doing this? Backing down her defender. Back down, back down. She even absorbs contact here and just keeps backing down. She's like, look, I'm 6 feet. I got somebody on me trying to hold me. Let me do this. And then she turns, changes hands, and then step back and hits the mid-range shot. Maybe you've seen her do it before. I haven't seen her do it before. And listening to Rebecca Lobo during the game, she obviously hasn't seen her do it either, but she's doing it. Again, backing down, and then see that contact there? That contact, and then she's able to turn, and she's able to step back, create that space, and drain that shot. Now, I saw on Google that there was something about this on Threads. So I went over to that link. It's from the Daily W Sports, and the caption of this video says, if Caitlin Clark can consistently back down smaller guards, look out. She plays taller than people realize. And of course, the comments in there were things like, oh, she didn't really back anybody down, and she should have had this in her game all along, and all the stuff, that how that goes. But she shouldn't have turned and shot the shot. She should have gone all the way if she really was adding to her bag. But this is just smart basketball. You got them all close up on you. You got that contact that you can see right here. And then you just turn, and then you just, while they're leaning in one direction, you step back and hit the shot. That's good stuff. And I went to Google because I wanted to find a version of the video where we could hear Rebecca Lobo saying that she hadn't seen Caitlin do this, and talking about her adding this to her game. But I didn't find that. But I did find that Google had something to say about Caitlin Clark's game as it relates to all this. So let's go over there. So what I had typed in is Caitlin Clark back down in the post. And this is what Google tells me. While Caitlin Clark is primarily known for her elite three-point shooting and overall offensive creativity, particularly from long range, she doesn't shy away from playing a physical game and driving to the basket. However, it's less common to see her consistently back down defenders in the post, a move more typically associated with larger, more traditional post players. And then just scroll up a little bit here. And again, it says, while Clark has demonstrated that she won't shy away from physical play and embraces the challenge of the WNBA's physicality, as she's expressed a need to build her strength to endure the physical demands of the league, consistent backdowns in the post are not a hallmark of her offensive game. Her strengths lie more in her perimeter game and ability to drive to the basket rather than traditional post moves. So even this speaks to what we have been seeing in Caitlin Clark's game. And so, like I said, this is something different. It's a combination. It wasn't a back down all the way to the basket like a traditional post player necessarily, but it is really something that we see Nafisa Collier will do. She will back down, and she'll turn and shoot the fadeaway. So Caitlin really hit the combo with that. The back down, the creating the space by the huge step back after drawing the contact, which also helped create space, and then knocking down the shot. So Google may have to be updated if we see Caitlin do more of this. Players obviously want to continue to develop and grow, as I said. But for you to come back a few games after being out the second time in the season, and then you show us something that we certainly haven't seen this season, and I haven't seen it all, and I don't know if anybody's seen it all, it's a good thing. She is 6 feet. And so, hey, utilize that height, and we'll see what happens after that. Will she end up backing people down all the way to the hole? I don't know, but what I saw right there works really well. So shout out to Caitlin Clark for showing us a little something different, especially so soon after coming back from injury. And obviously, I'm not the only one who took notice. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit more of that in the Connecticut game. I don't know. It's a much needed win, just as the Wings game was much needed. The Atlanta game was much needed. And so I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundant.